Going right into it.
Oh my goodness! So I
We're
guess
having our next artist on.
they're fighting for it. They're fighting. Who's gonna come?
coming?
There's a fist fight.
Who's gonna sit?
No, you're the one on the. Yeah, you got the sketch. Hi.
Who do we have
I'm on the
here?
set list.
It was good.
C. Brennan. Hi.
C. Brennan.
What's the deal with the C in the?
Proper introduction.
Hi.
Okay, so C. Brennan. Most people actually call me by my last name, which is Brennan. My first initial is C.
Why did they call you Brennan?
I said like reminisce. I don't know. It started in 7th grade with
right.
basketball. That's the short answer.
Oh,
okay.
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 All right.
Athlete.
Yeah. Word.
All
Athlete.
right.
You ready to
Any-
go? Nicknames.
All right. Let's hit the Brennan.
There's that, and like actually having was part of me, like stepping into it for comedy because I was going by Christina Brennan. And he wrote my name down because my Instagram handle is C Brennan. Because again, I go by this already.
Yes.
I've got like workwithcbrennan.com. Like it's a thing. It's just my name.
Okay. Well, who is C. Christina or whatever other names you would like to go by? Why don't we tell the people on the camera here who don't know you?
Oh yeah.
Hi. Who are you?
I am a creative. I just started doing comedy in August, and I've done pretty much anything and everything under the communication umbrella. So
Yes.
marketing,
What does that?
journalism, marketing, advertising, event planning, corporate communication, public speaking coaching, like literally everything.
Wow. And when did the
Brennan
jokes?
of all trades.
So how did the jokes come?
The jokes have kind of always been there. So like when you're talking to Andrew, I didn't really just ever see myself as like an on-stage kind of a person. I'm like more of a strategy person behind the scenes, or at least that's how I saw myself for a long time. But I do remember like 10 years ago, I was hanging out with some comedians, and they told me I should try stand-up. And so after that, I was like, I'm gonna try it one day. I'm gonna try it one day. And 10 years later, I finally did it the night before my 33rd birthday. Because I do this kind of like reflection exercise on my birthday, and I was like, how many times are you gonna be like, I am a stand-up comedian before you actually go do that? And like Andrew said, don't let anybody do it, So, and once you do it, you're it. So, I'm coming.
Well, I support the women, so it's good to see the women comics finally
We
starting
need
to show
more.
their faces. Like, we got to get Queen up on this podcast, but having more women in this industry, period. On top, like running stuff. So I'm here for you, Queen.
So since we're in the keep it real mood before we get to the jokes, what is it like being a woman comedian in this town? I assume there's some. I asked one of our previous guests this, and she had a few things to say. What would you? Anything you would like to say?
That's funny. It's like being a woman. True male-dominated space. Quite frankly, it reminds me of being an athlete. Being underestimated a lot. Tech world dominant. Lots of, are you sure you can handle that kind of responses? Lots of, oh, wow. Nina Davis made a good point one day. She's a female comedian as well.
Yes, shout out to Nina.
Yeah,
Yes.
And she said that like because women have had to be in general in our lives more self-aware,
That part.
we come in a little bit like almost ahead of the game. It seems like people are always surprised at how new I am to comedy. And I guess that's a common experience for women because, we just think about all those little things about our stage presence and all the other little things that, maybe just haven't occurred to men until they actually get into the mix. And, we've thought about all those things before we ever even, walk through the door. So there's that.
Is there harassment, for lack of better words, from a lot of the? We don't have to name anyone or anything like that, but from different places. But you're looking for gigs and so forth.
Not so much. I think I have a different experience than a lot of women because my male partner comes with me to a lot of open mics and shows and stuff like
Yes,
that.
that's important.
And when he's not there, there's an easement. I feel like the guys relax a little bit and talk to me a little bit more. But
Have you done a back and forth, comparison? Comparison, boyfriend, don't bring boyfriend. See the differences.
Not intentionally, just it naturally happens.
Yeah. Well, what are
his own life, but just people are just a little bit more open, I think, to talk to me. I was also in Miami for 2 weeks and but I didn't experience again any harassment or anything.
Miami.
You were performing in Miami?
Mm-hmm.
What were you doing?
Open mics.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a performance.
I did one show. I got a guest spot on a show. I was on the flyer and everything. So that was cool.
We gotta get you on more flyers.
But yeah, in general, like the stuff that's mostly uncomfortable is honestly like what people are saying on stage, and then like seeing the reactions in the crowd. So like when people laugh at certain things, it's just like, oh.
Well, you do.
That part,
y'all think that's funny?
You do tell those jokes that make guys sometimes uncomfortable. Maybe I think a little bit.
I enjoy your jokes.
I mean, not in a bad way. I mean, like in a what's the word? I see everyone nodding in the audience, but we can't think of the word. What's the word?
It's good shit.
Yeah,
it's good shit.
Good shit. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. But you do. It's good how you do it.
So there's a difference, I think, between being uncomfortable because it's like, ooh, I'm reflecting on like that, like something happened in my gut and like I feel uncomfortable now, versus, oh shit, I don't know if that person's safe to be around.
That part.
I don't think I make any men feel unsafe.
I think
I am kind of masculine, and I probably could take a few of them.
You make them aware of
aware of our difficulties, or what's the word? Shortcomings. I don't know.
No, I have a joke.
Maybe that was not a proper phrase to use. If I get from the audience laughter there.
I think it's fair. Shortcomings.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what everybody's different. It's such a range, so it's like hard to like even just say like the men because there's you know.
But there's certain jokes that would come across differently. You think from if a man said it versus you saying it.
Yeah, I mean, in general, like I think your jokes should come from like personal experience and stuff. So like, and then just how you deliver things. Like the joke's gonna land differently no matter what gender, however it might be. But I think there are some topics that it's like interesting that men choose to speak about them.
Yeah.
You know.
You mean that we don't know what we're talking about?
Yeah, like the other night, like the guy that went up before me, he made a joke about abortion, and so then the hosts, like in between, like carried on the joke about abortion, and so then like I felt like I had to say something. Like the second I came on stage as the first woman and one of like 3 women on the stage that night, like now I feel like I gotta say something about it because I'm the only person who has a fucking actual lived experience with
that
this.
part.
So you get a vote up for that. How about that?
I don't know.
I don't know. It
truly
doesn't feel
have
like it.
enjoyed
But that doesn't mean
seeing you
men
on
can't.
stage.
Thank you so
Personally.
much. And that's not to say that men can't talk about abortion, that they can't talk about it, but like, what's the punchline? What's your perspective that you're bringing to it? Like, what's the point that you're making? There's a lot of jokes that have no fucking point, and I don't understand that. Not to say that's wrong, it's just not for me.
Yeah. Well, what other funny things can we talk about? We've been keeping it real here. We haven't really talked about anything funny. How do we do an awkward transition? Unless there's some other, serious shit you want to talk about before you make us laugh.
Serious stuff. We can awkwardly transition to some self-promo real quick.
Yes.
Oh, what is this? What do we
I have
got?
my own comedy showcase called Do It for the Laughs.
Yes, let's go.
We've had 2 editions. The first one, Matt Medina was on, and we killed it. We packed the house over at Lounge in the Village. And then the second one...
What is it? What are we doing for the laughs?
This whole comedy thing.
Yeah? I mean, is it like what is
merch? Do it for the laughs. See Brennan.
See Brennan. Yeah, shout out to Ruby Print Shop for my t-shirt.
Do it for the laughs.
Oh yes, that's where we're getting our business cards, right? Groovy Print Shop.
Groovy Print Shop.
Yes.
Shout out to Groovy.
Shout out to Groovy Print Shop.
Yeah, met them over at Ultra Flat Black, which is where we had the last Do It for the Laugh show, which we packed the house. Andrew was on that. It was fun.
Yes, community.
But yeah, the phrase, honestly, I just did it as a hashtag one day, and then I kind of kept doing that. And then when it was time to do a show, I like had a room, and I was like, I need a title for my show, and that's honestly how it came about. But yeah, it is just comedy because we don't really get paid. It takes a lot of time and energy.
It does.
And
do you do tips or donations?
Yeah, I mean, there's absolutely like opportunities to get paid. It's just marginal.
Yes.
Even people who are like you think are like doing it, like,
that part,
they still have to work another job.
I personally appreciate the community here of artists. We definitely are having each other's back and just supporting each other. Compared to Texas, where I'm from, like, yeah,
what part?
El Paso.
Oh.
I mean, I have family all over, but I'm from El Paso.
Yeah.
So just to see the difference in like the transition of the industry of arts, period, the community, everyone's for themselves there, and here I've seen everyone trying to work together, like each comic or artist, sculptor, singer I've personally worked with or come in contact with is always uplifting and talking about other businesses or other artists. So I just really appreciate that about you and about Andrew and about everyone else here.
Thank you. Yeah, I think part of that is so many people are moving in here, and so they're looking for community, and so it's like once you find those people, like, because it wasn't always that way here. Colorado Springs is so small compared to the metropolitan areas that there can be a lot of that, like, there's only room for like one of us to make it, because like they're only going to book one Colorado Springs artist on the Denver show and stuff, but now that we're starting to have our own venues, and like a lot has changed over the last 15 years from when I was like a youngin' out here running
not
around
needing
trying
management,
to go to stuff.
not having to go,
Just
and get
even, like,
signed. You can like do it just seeing that we can do it ourselves and do it with the
people,
community.
Like Don at Ultra Fly Black and stuff like that, like he's really open to giving people a chance. Like
That part.
where I remember like just trying to even get venues to even give you a chance. Like you want to pay them to host your show, and that we don't do that kind of show here. Like, so like there's so much more. I feel like opportunity right now here. And
you just want a place to get your voice out, because people want to hear it. Like, girl, I hear you. I'll be like, yes, say it again. And I love it when it's quiet, because it's like, dang, you are making people think right now. I be clapping, I be hooting and hollering, like, yes. Yes, most definitely.
I need to learn to appreciate the silence a little bit more sometimes, because like, well, I'm like, oh, I want the laugh.
It's not the kind of silence you think. It's not the, oh, this is boring. It's like, oh, she just said something that hit my soul. Now I got to contemplate and think and take a moment. And everyone else that, consciously is awake is like, oh, I got that right away. So, yeah.
I appreciate that.
Most definitely. But yeah, so thank you so much.
I wanted to ask about your hosting gig, because you're like doing a lot of hosting things now,
just my own show, yeah.
I thought well, maybe it was in the past, but
in the past, yeah.
I've seen you host. Now tell me I'm not crazy.
No, yeah, you're not. So I've done a lot of corporate event hosting, so different like just workshops or networking events, things like that, and then I've hosted like car shows.
Well, I mean, I saw what was the place, but you were where you had the different comedians on, and you're the one introducing everyone.
Yeah, that's my comedy show.
I mean, you have a lot of that. Are you doing any more of that coming up?
No, but if anybody wants to book me as a host for their show,
because you're
available.
Because you're quick.
Yeah.
Because that's like a different type of thing.
Tell them I'm a great host.
Yes.
Tell the people.
Yes, Colorado.
All right.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty good at connecting with people and like making people feel comfortable, so that helps.
Definitely.
It does.
But yeah.
Engaging with the crowd.
I liked how you build everyone up when they're, like you were saying, if the competition, you could have been tearing everyone down and saying everyone sucks, but you build everyone up, and it's wonderful.
I'm just also not good at roasting yet, so there's that. It's a skill for sure that I'm learning, but yeah.
Yeah, so it's a whole other thing. I just want to
Thank you.
throw that out there before we let you go away.
Yeah,
whatever amazing events. You're going. You have to go somewhere, I guess, right? So I guess we have to.
Yeah, I'm just headed to Denver tonight. It's
Yes, you're gonna enjoy yourself.
Yeah, I'm gonna see my sister. So
yes. Nice. Well, we want to thank you, C. Brennan, for being on the podcast.
Thank you
for
having
me. So
me.
much.
Follow me at _C Brennan.
There you go.
And yeah.
And we'll put all stuff in the description thing later when we do the thing later. So make sure we get all your stuff.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll be back at Ultra Fly Black on February 17th, which is forever away. So
thank you
see
so
you
much.
soon.
Yes, thank you so much.
We are welcoming our next guest. Our next artist.
Music time.
Yes.
Yes, music
Strum a
in.
little something as you come to the microphone.
And we are